All right, we got the intake in, tightened down. Got all the spark plug wires put in. When this was brought in, the customer's been taking it to another shop, and they did a tune-up recently, and they did not put any heat shields over the boots. Luckily, the Jasper install kit came with AC Delco wires that has the boots, insulator boots already on them. So that is, these are really important. As you can see down here, the exhaust manifold does not have internal heat shields. So what's going to end up happening is those wires are going to slowly start to melt due to heat, excess heat, anything like that, and will cause major issues. So luckily they came with them, but make sure these boots go back on unless they've got a ceramic coating like you get them on, like MSD offers the wire kit with the ceramic boots. Those are awesome. You don't need that extra heat shield in there because the ceramic is an insulator. So make sure you put those things back in. So we got all that done, getting ready to do the top it off with oil. We got the top shield on top of the intake. I got the covers for the valve cover that covers up everything up. So now we're going to put the heater hoses in, and I'm going to get back out underneath, fill it with or put the oil filter in, finish up the exhaust, lower it back down, get the radiator, condenser, transmission cooler in, get that upper bracket in, go ahead and start filling it with coolant. So some of it I may or may not catch, like some of the install battery dies. I get in a rhythm. You know, this is how I make my living. It's not a everyday, you know, process where I can stop and record, but this is in a shop, so bear with me. I apologize for the video, but like I said, this is how I make my living, so I'm not going to stop every 5-10 minutes to verify it's recording just because I don't have time. So this is where we're at right now. We're going to go and get the heater hoses hooked up. You can see back here in the back the air condition expansion valve, the O-rings are leaking. I'll call the customer, see if he wants us to replace those gaskets or not. So I'll put you in time lapse and get the heater hoses in and make sure the top end's done, fill it with some oil. This does have DOD delete, so this plug right here we will not be using because it's got the DOD delete. And then we'll have to reprogram the PCM before we start it. So here we are. I'll get you in time lapse and we'll go from there. Okay, here's a note. Put this shield on before you put the intake on. So when it's out of the vehicle, leave everything pretty much, take those 4 screws, leave them in or put them in outside of the vehicle. Otherwise you won't be able to get it underneath. So lesson learned. So I'm gonna have to do this. So we'll show you the finished product here. I just had a customer walk in, so just in case I don't record it, the intake is gonna have to come back out. We're gonna have to put this on and then put everything in as one piece. So put the intake on, or put the cover on the intake before it's installed. Alright, so I re-pulled the intake, so there is access points for the tools to get down in there. So just remember, intake cover goes on the intake before the intake goes in. You can reach around and push those clips in the back of the shield, the cover, but I learned my lesson. So make sure the cover goes on the intake. If you even take it off, if you even unbolt it, I know it was easier when I unbolted it to get the back wiring harness disconnected, but sometimes it's just easier to leave it in place.